Welcome back to the MentALIty podcast. Ali, with your lovely host Ali and Noor and Waheed here. And Noor, I know you want to bring something up.
Oh
Would
yeah,
love to kind of jump into
so
this.
basically, sure. So
He was gonna start this, but we wanted the organic reaction, so this is what it is. Let's
yeah,
go.
so basically, I was reading about TD Bank's new policy.
Okay.
So basically, their new policy that they came out, and any TD client is opt in automatically, but you have till the 24th of April, which was 3 days ago, to opt out. Okay. So what they're opting in is basically this new digital ID, or this basically where essentially, from what I read, is they now have the ability in their terms and agreements if you're a TD client, they can stop or close stop anything they want to stop without any legal or letting you know. So let's say, for example, they can shut down all their
Account?
ATMs or freeze all their ATMs for people who can't take their money anymore. Like that's one of the
Without
biggest thing.
And like now or prior to this, you would
Would
get a
you-
notification.
Yeah, you'll
or-
get a notification. But now they can do whatever they want to your account without your consent, essentially.
What's
but
the
not
benefit
like
from their point of view? To
so.
do
Like so, I can see. So
Or
I
what do you
think the
think?
whole reason why this was coming up is all because of the Silicon Valley bank.
Yeah, the
Is that
bank.
because everyone
issue?
tried to pull out their cash?
Yeah,
same
because
time?
everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, because right now, I think the TD Bank stock is one of the biggest shorts that's happening right now. Everybody's shorting their stock.
Which means, for anyone who doesn't know,
So that means everybody's thinking it's going to crash, meaning that bank is going to crash,
Just gonna-
similar to
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley Bank. And like I don't think that's going to happen, but so they kind of put this in a way where, let's say everybody wants to start taking out their money, they're going to freeze all accounts. So then-
like, being able to implement this.
So then,
they could
basically
do that.
now they can say we're not. You have no access to your account right now. You have to wait 24 hours,
So
or you have to do this.
It's funny you mentioned this. Wallah, it's actually funny you mentioned this because I found out during the beginning of the pandemic, I think all of us were like really into crypto or like just to see what it was all about.
Yeah.
So I had put some money into crypto that I forgot about, and then I got an email yesterday from this app. So it's like you store your crypto there,
Yeah.
and then you get interest on it. So
You're staking it.
Yeah, you're staking. That's what it's called. And I forgot how much I put in.
Let's
and
go, Ali. Let's go.
I wanted to see. Why are you pressuring me? No, but
No,
whatever.
no. Like, let's go.
I
As
might
in, like,
beat that up.
you got a notification, bro. I'm expecting like you to come back and be like, everyone's getting Corvettes. Like,
No, listen. So it was like 1.8 Ethereum. Okay, so it's like almost 4 or something like
Something
that.
like
And but I can't take it out. It's locked.
okay, for somebody who
locked
doesn't
in.
speak crypto, what is that? Like 4.8 Ethereum?
No,
Or 1.8?
1.8 Ethereum. So
it's
one Ethereum.
and 0.8 of another Ethereum.
Okay.
So the value of one Ethereum is
I think it's like
2,200,
2,000,
something like that.
Okay.
So I had purchased 1.8 of that, which
yeah.
equates to about 4K. And then I was like, oh, I should probably pull this out and put it in stock market or something. Take it out,
Yeah.
put it in my savings. I can't pull it out.
It's locked in.
It's
for what?
locked because they're in a legal battle. There was like a breach of privacy or something, and a lot of people tried to pull out all their money,
And they froze it.
They froze it.
Yeah.
So they released a list. It's like 40, 50 pages. I don't remember how many pages, and it says for anyone that's on this list, I think out of the 4,000 that I have in it, I'm only ever going to be able to take out 90% of my 90% of it. I can never take
They've
out.
already
100%.
determined that?
Yeah.
Yo, you remember in the beginning when this crypto stuff started, and I was like that old guy in my rocking chair in the front porch, and I was like, crypto, like I'm never gonna.
Bro, you're
I
man.
was right.
Bro,
Yeah.
my brother
Not necessarily.
gets mad.
Yeah,
because I
like-
should have. Okay, so if anything,
got
I'm
froze.
joining the club.
Yeah, but I didn't lose much. But yeah, it would be a lot of money now, to be honest.
Yes, blockchain. Yes,
Yeah.
everything's great.
No, so
What makes you
going back,
against the
going
whole
back.
Yo,
thing?
remember when the crypto first started? Everyone was just tossing out keywords like, "Oh, it's sick. Everything's gonna be great. Dogecoin, blockchain."
I remember
Yeah,
going on the
money.
Rideau Canal with you,
Yeah, like,
skating,
and
then
I
you
was
told
told
me
him,
that.
I'm like, I like the tech behind it, but I don't believe in
What
the
was
company
the tech behind it? They had
don't
one
believe
thing,
in
and
the
that could be
future?
leveraged in any other capacity. Blockchain.
Yeah, but yeah, I like the tech about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
that's
you
like
believe in the future of crypto and where it's going. Hence why you put money into it.
so
That
yeah,
was his
so
claim back
there's
then.
yeah.
Unless it's not
Yes,
the
no,
case.
but I put in money because I just wanted to make a quick buck. I was never going to be long term in there.
Oh,
But you did say you
Yeah.
believed in the whole model.
Yeah, not
I
not the
want it to be long
completely,
term.
Wow.
not completely.
Okay.
Anyway, so we'll go back to TD, right? So TD is essentially saying, like, we can do whatever the fuck we want, and
Why is it only TD? If you don't
because
mind
TD's trying to be the front runners. So if this,
me.
if so, the public is basically saying, if we don't give them backlash, the rest of the banks are going to jump on board.
100%.
Gonna follow. Okay.
Yeah,
And they tried to portray themselves as the heroes, saying like, "Oh, we'll avoid a banking collapse because that way, when you guys pull out all your cash, it won't break anything because we'll actually like be able to stop it." Instead of saying we don't have it, and everyone like you're denied because we can't pull out the cash. Meanwhile, the actual safe here would be maybe don't fuck around with other people's cash. You know, this cash that they get from people, right? They don't actually keep it in a vault somewhere.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah.
They leverage it for themselves,
yeah.
put it in the market, and play.
Is
play
that
their
why
hand.
you can't just take out 50 grand tomorrow if you had it?
yeah. Like
the
sometimes
bank?
you go to the bank, be like, oh, you got to wait 2 days or whatever. Like they got to find it.
You gotta
Yeah, you gotta
it.
find it. But when you owe them 50K, so you,
Yeah,
hey, why is it
they
taking so
want
long
it
to
right
find it? Yeah.
Bro, the passion coming out of this man's voice. Like, you are a TD customer.
I understand what they're doing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's dumb to have same thing as a private citizen. It's dumb to have that much money sitting around when you could be leveraging it.
Yeah.
I get that concept. But the thing is you're in a position where you're handling an entire country's like wallet.
Yeah,
So maybe government should put some restrictions saying, okay, you want to leverage your cash? That's fine. You must keep this much in reserve at all times.
yeah, and
That doesn't sound like something that's like shocking to
Oh yeah,
implement, is
a
it?
bank, a guy from a bank is a snake. No, it's not a shocking thing to say.
so like the whole thing, because like what happened with Silicon Valley Bank, everybody just went on their phone and took out their money, transferred it to another account,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And then what? Just shit.
Were people able to take out all their money in the end?
In
Silicon
Silicon
Valley?
Valley, I'm not too sure if everybody took out everything. I'm not sure.
Last I heard
think
is the federal government stands by them. I'm sure they
bailed
bailed out
out
Credit
something,
Suisse,
yeah.
not the Silicon. I don't know what happened with the Silicon Valley one.
they got. Yeah, I have no idea.
You got to remember, Silicon Valley is mostly made up of like small
Tech
startups.
stocks,
It's
yeah,
not
it's all
like
tech
big
stuff.
conglomerates.
It's not like
Yeah.
millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah, but we're like TD. Like, let's say we have like millions in the bank, and we don't like where TD's direction is going. After 3 days ago, if you go and be like, I want to move all my money, they can say no.
We're,
They can veto your move.
They can.
You remember that thing they used to do, like, oh, come switch over everything to this credit card,
Yeah.
and here's your incentive. That means they're gonna have to get rid of those, because they won't always like pending approval of your bank. We could do it. You remember RBC used to
Yeah,
like, move
yeah,
everything
yeah.
to this one, and then we'll give
Yeah.
you this so much with
Yeah, you
0%
can't do
financing?
that. Yeah, so like, you can still be able to do that, but TD has the power to say no now.
Yeah. By the way, never do that. There's the upfront
know?
charges alone.
Yeah. You know, like that's why that's what it is, right? But like, it's. I see why TD did it, because they don't want to get smoked like Silicon Valley, right? Like, because that's what happened to Silicon Valley. Like millions and billions of dollars got pulled out at the same time. So in this way, TD kind of protects themselves if they go into a bad investment.
but TD is the face of like all the banks that would
They're
follow
pretty big,
suit.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. So like I'm saying, okay, like you keep saying TD, but like this could be
All our
RBC or
banks, yeah.
Scotiabank.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Is it
yeah.
just
So
kinda
like,
like-
if this goes well, RBC is going to be the same next guy running, let's say, or Scotia,
But if this
whatever it
goes
is,
bad,
right?
and there's a lot of like
Yeah, but then they're
backlash,
going to alter it,
like
right?
tweak it because
Tweak
it's like
it.
a new thing.
Yeah, it's
Or they're gonna be like putting out ads saying, "You want your money to be actually stable and like kept safe? Come here."
Yeah.
Who knows? They might just
Yeah, they
bail
might-
on it
yeah,
completely.
exactly.
But obviously,
Yeah.
they're gonna follow suit if they could.
Yeah,
Covers their own ass. And by the way, this speaks to like they're a major banking institution in Canada and in the States. They're pretty big in the States too. Imagine what it speaks to the market confidence that these people are like, we're gonna put a lock on this right away because we don't like what we're seeing. or the fact that this is a possibility in a country where we have like what top 10 household debt.
Yeah.
Like that you alone saying that you can veto people's money in a place that already doesn't have liquid capital in most households, like
Yeah.
you're not putting a
Yeah,
lot
like
of
imagine
confidence out there.
they froze your account, be like, yo, we need your money for ABCD. You can't
Is
pay your
it
mortgage
that
this month
why crypto is so appealing for people because it's
because it has no control. Yes, but it's
Decentralized.
yeah, but you also get
But this is
fucked
coming-
with all
it's
that.
like you don't really-
Wouldn't you rather control it the right way than having something uncontrolled?
what makes you say this is
Well,
the
hold
right
on, hold
way?
on.
This is just a way.
Remember in the beginning when you guys were all about like crypto and everything was going great, people were making like millions, billions,
Beginning
whatever.
of COVID.
Yeah.
I mean,
Doesn't
none of
matter.
us were
Don't,
making
don't
millions
worry
or
about that
billions.
part of it. You were worried about the freedom, the ability that it was decentralized and you could do whatever you wanted with your
The
money.
concept of that intrigued me.
Concept of that intrigued you, right? And then what happened the first few times that they realized what was it? Password vaults were missing. People couldn't get in. And then one of the guys just dipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quadriga. The
Yeah,
guy
Quadriga
lost
just
everybody's
dipped.
keys.
So this is more or less the point I'm getting to. When you're decentralized and nobody's placing rules on you, who's really at fault here? It's that one guy. Now, who's responsible for that at the end of the day? It's them. But
Yeah.
if they don't come and fix it, your money's
But-
just gone.
yeah.
Wouldn't you rather have the right rules in place, some sort of stability, some sort of consequence for
A lot of
handling
people-
people's money the right way?
Waheed, a lot of people are tired of just like banks in general and stuff like
And
that.
that's fine. They can do what you did, but that's something I foresaw the entire time happening because you don't have
And
rules
hence
in
you
place.
haven't put 1
If in
cent in there.
society you didn't have rules in place, could you really blame anybody if the purge happened? Not really. There's a reason why rules are in place. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, if they're not the right rules, you fight to change to make them better, not take them all away.
By you saying
Yeah,
if
so
there's
but
no
Yeah.
like TD is like, I'm gonna just take all your rights away from your money.
Exactly. And this will
Yeah.
be fought too. But again, this is within a system where, keep this in mind when you guys vote, this could be affected by a government legislation change. Like, it's not unheard of to put restrictions on a financial institution given that it affects your economy directly.
I don't disagree with a lot of stuff you're saying, but I also don't think it's
It was more or less
like
my
you
way
did your
of thinking.
research.
It
I
was
would
my
think
way of
before
thinking.
you come
In
to
the
a
beginning
conclusion.
when it was still foreign to me, it was my way of thinking where I was like, it's something new to me. Yes, I don't understand why decentralization could appeal to you, won't appeal to me.
Okay.
That was one factor why I didn't invest. And again, I didn't say you guys shouldn't invest or anything like that. I
No,
was like,
I
this
know,
is
I know.
why, because people ask, are you going to get in? And I was like, no. That was one of the reasons. The other reason was the fact that it's based on nothing. Like your value
my
of your
brother.
money is based on popularity, and that alone. The
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
resource was
Even,
popularity.
okay.
No, for sure, and that's why I told you I was if I were to invest on the certain companies that I did invest in, I invested because of the tech they were doing, not because it was a coin or a currency. Like I treated it like a company with a stock.
No, but people were like were making up coins left and right
Yeah, but I never
on
invested
Twitter,
in any
and
of
they're like,
those.
please,
Fuck
please,
that.
please buy. No, but there are
Yeah,
people
but you can
on
still
the
make
internet.
money on those.
COVID
Bro.
was a wild time, eh?
Bro, yeah. Like I don't remember which episode it was. The previous episode where I did say, like, there people on the internet sometimes just like if they look up to somebody, and someone tweets something and says, hey, like, you should look at this. To us, it's obvious this is an ad.
Yeah.
Somebody paid this person to tweet this out.
Yeah.
But people maybe younger than us, maybe
Yeah,
maybe
they'll
people
go right away, put the
yeah,
money in.
straight up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't be serious.
You guys are forgetting
Yeah.
about Elon's pull in the middle of COVID. Do you
Bro.
remember every
Oh,
tweet?
still.
Well, specifically then,
Yeah.
every tweet would literally set the market on fire.
And, like,
whether
this
it's
is-
crypto or
Yeah.
Like
even
the-
stocks were affected as
Yeah.
well.
Well, this is like financial talk we're talking, right? Like
Yeah.
crypto and business. But like you could also look at it from a point of view of these influencers that have like makeup brands. Like all Kylie Jenner has to do to increase her sales by X percentage is just tweet and say, oh, I put this to make my lips bigger.
Yeah.
And a lot of young, impressionable girls will just be like, oh, okay, she did it. I look up to her. I'm going to put my money into this. That's just like a microcosm of what we're
Do you
talking
remember
about.
that? That's
Yeah.
why they pulled Dr. Oz into Congress, and it was the funniest
don't
thing
know.
ever to see like a
I know who
reality
Dr. Oz
TV
is.
show, not reality, but like a daytime TV show host be dragged in front of politicians and answer for what he did.
No, what did he do?
He would like he would plug different medicines and stuff that he used the terminology, and I want to make sure I get it right here. I think he said it's magical or magical fixes. Basically, he strongly encouraged people to buy products like supplements and stuff. And
Yeah,
people
yeah,
on his show would come in
yeah.
and intentionally mislead his audience into buying something that he deemed to be mad. He got away with it, I think, because he labeled it as a magical sort of
I feel
supplement
like a
or
lot of
this or
people get away
whatever.
with a lot.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like to have a doctor on screen saying that, you're gonna boost
This is
people's
like
confidence.
a legit doctor. This is not like a.
He is an educated doctor.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just
He's
like-
not.
Yeah.
He's not just like a fake guy that put his
that,
title
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Which I don't.
Dr. Phil.
yeah.
Well, I feel like Dr.
No,
Phil has a
yeah.
psych.
I don't know
right?
if he does.
I don't think he does.
I've never
He is, right?
background checked these
Yeah.
like daytime
Yeah,
TV
daytime.
guys.
Everybody started putting doctor on them and put a camera
Oh,
in front
yo,
of them.
Jerry
that
Springer
legal?
passed away.
I heard.
Oh.
I heard.
Yeah,
Rip.
I remember
Rip.
somebody saying "rip," and I was like, "Yeah," but like his job was to gaslight people on stage for everyone else's entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's sad that someone died, but like they were like defending him, saying he was a great human being or whatever. And I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying if my job was to gaslight people 24/7 on stage about like you're not the father, you're not this, or why were you with that guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't expect to go to heaven. I don't think it's
Man's talking
guaranteed
about the
hell.
afterlife
I'm
now.
not here to judge.
No,
It's whatever.
it's not a
I'm
guaranteed
not
hell,
here.
but I'm just saying at the end of the
Rest
day,
in
like
peace, brother.
I
It
think
leans you one way for sure.
I, in my mind, even if it was me doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like I love me. I gotta admit, I think I'll be punished at some point.
You'd be like, I must be a shitty person.
Well, yeah, to make bank off that, and people threw chairs. Cameraman used to go into full sprints, follow people into
Yeah.
parking lots. That show is wild. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I can't
To
say
a
that.
certain extent, maybe.
No, but I
I'm
can't
not
say
sure.
that definitively.
Yeah, I'm not
Because
sure.
people
I
do
don't know.
wild stuff.
I
Some
don't
things you just
really
can't
watch.
script.
So, the beginning of this week, we're Thursday right now. The beginning of this week, I had been like feeling like this, and I noticed a few people that I reached out to told me that they feel like this as well. My very close friend Luis, he echoed similar sentiments, and it's just I feel like a lot of people aren't happy with their jobs, and when it's like due to maybe having to pay bills and whatnot, you're willing to take more BS or more like getting treated maybe not the way you want to be treated or whatnot. I got to a point where I felt like I wasn't being treated fairly, and most men, if I have an issue with you, I would like to think I would kind of like address it with you and be like, yo, no, maybe next time, like, can you not say this because that like I don't know, like that made me feel some type of way, or just address something
Sure.
to you. I would like to think.
Pussy.
Or odds are you just let it go, right?
I think most men don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
That's big. So
Kind of the
so that's kind of what I'm getting to. Oh, really?
Because you said most men.
Okay. No. That's
Like if you have something with a dude, be like, oh, I don't like it when you do that. Usually a guy doesn't.
yeah.
We
But
just
if
shove
it
it
gets to
down.
a point, yo, okay. But if
Shove
it
it down.
gets to and it builds and builds and builds and it gets to a point where it's like I can't stand
That's
it
not
with
my
you,
bad,
then
forgive.
I think I would. If I ever saw you, like it could go where like I get physical with you, like men, like they get physical to solve situations, or it's like, you're this and you're this. But like women, I notice it's like I remember studying this. It was like when women have again, I'm not qualified. I'm a man, and there's no woman on the panel here. But like, when women will have shout out to all women. No, like when women have like situations where they need to like de-stress, the first thing they go to is like the groups of girls that they have, and they kind of what they call co-rumination, which is you talk about your problems
Dish.
to other people.
Yeah,
It's like
dish the tea.
it's kind of like you have a lot pent up, and you just kind of spill it with your girls. And that's kind of what happened where I was working, where it was like people were talking. One person in particular really was talking, and then I just addressed it. I'm like, hey, like let's just squash this here. Is there anything you want to say? She like vented. She told her piece, and I thought that was that because I also shared my piece. But I guess I didn't think of it as like the dude with the dude. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, yo, we dealt with this. All right, okay, cool. And
Let's
then we
move
just
on.
continue. Yeah, well, that's
Next
what
thing
I
you
thought.
know, you created a hostile
then-
work environment.
I feel like I made it worse because I made it worse by approaching this person and addressing it head on.
Head on.
Because then we have this like group chat, and the person that I had an issue with was being very passive aggressive, and it felt like they were almost micromanaging everything that I did, but they would never name drop me. But I wanted them to be, if you got an issue, be like, hey, Ali, maybe next time, make sure when you're with this with this client, make sure you do this and this. But it was always like, oh, the person that was working this afternoon, I noticed that you didn't do this and this. Everyone knows
that
when
you're
everyone's
scheduled.
working. Yeah, because we see it, right? And then like I'd get other people on the staff team message me and be like, "That was so unprofessional." I'm like, "Yes, I know." So what do? I confront again, but I felt like it got to a point
escalated?
where it escalated. So then I was like, "All right," I ended up leaving. But
The coward's way out.
I didn't. No. Because listen, like when one person higher up has a lot of authority,
Yeah.
and people below them are almost. I don't want to use afraid. Afraid is a strong word, but they don't want to say anything. That's why I mentioned maybe some people that really need the money, need to pay the bills, and are willing to take maybe some
Some BS.
BS.
Yeah.
Push over.
I just was like, man, is this really how it is?
But it's definitely real. A lot of people do that. Like you stomach a lot to keep a job.
for sure. And
Yeah.
and to be fair, only when I got a second job, I felt like I had all the leverage, because then I was like, yeah, and
Yeah, because
especially
whatever
when the
happens,
second job,
whatever happens, good or bad, you're okay with the result.
especially when the alternative job in your eyes is a stronger job. It's a job that you enjoy more. Then
Yeah.
it's like I had to justify every day I was going in. I was like, why am I still here
Story of my life, fam.
taking a lot of this? Really?
Story of my life. Every weekend,
Oh yeah.
get in my car, driving. I'm like,
But be completely honest.
But you said you enjoy the social
but
aspect. I guess there's
once
different
I'm
ways
there,
to do it.
once I'm there, I'm okay with it. Unless something messed up happened, I'm like, I don't get paid enough for this. But me going,
But a lot of people-
me just getting out of bed after a long week and trying to just make the drive there.
It's so funny his interaction though. He's like, I woke up, I came here. Like, I better be worth it. You know what I mean? Like, make it worth my time. And he's just like, I did you guys the favor. I showed up.
I showed up.
But I will say, this is the reverse of the normal order of things. Usually, people who have like a job like that, and that's their primary gig, they put in like 8 times the effort that we
Yeah.
would put in even in our daytime jobs, but they get compensated less, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
100%.
Like everybody works hard, and like I feel like when I go to that job, because I'm not underperforming, but I'm not overperforming either. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gliding,
Yeah.
right? I do the bare minimum,
Coasting.
coasting,
Homies
however
coasting.
you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
it, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And if whoever sees it, like you
I
guys
might
know.
just believe the name
Yeah.
of.
Well, they're gonna if they see my face, they'll know me anyway.
Yeah.
But
It's not a secret though.
it's sometimes I even feel bad. Like I'm wasting everybody else's time, and not just my time.
Do you think you're not giving the quality of service to these customers in comparison to other people who?
No, the
treat
customers
this-
are fine. The customers are not the issue. It's the quality of bringing
if you're-
my work ethic for the job for the
course.
company, right?
Be,
It's
like
but
if the
because I
supervisor
don't really
told
care
you to
for
do,
the company.
yeah. So
It
like,
just
if the
sounds like a
supervisor-
monologue as to like the reasons you should let me go.
Yeah, 100%.
And like if you and I'm not sure if you get to a point which I got, which was and oddly enough on TikTok I found this out, and it's something that you don't think of until someone poses a question to you, which is why do you have to give 2 weeks notice to
A job.
a job? Is it because you want a good reference, right?
Common courtesy.
Common
It's
courtesy.
common courtesy. for
It's
the
like an
most part.
unwritten rule. But on top of that, like, you also give them time to make hiring changes if they need to. But
Now-
the funny
and
thing is, I don't
someti-
think it's enough time for, depending on the job. I don't think it's enough time. But at a job that has a lot of turnaround, definitely, 2 weeks is a
Yeah.
lot.
And sometimes it's written in your contract, depending on what it is.
I've never actually seen that.
Really?
I mean, I could be wrong on this.
I've read it in. I don't know.
Because that makes sense. It has to come
I
from
think
somewhere.
I
This
think my
unwritten
my,
rule.
my current job. I think I have to give.
Okay.
I think I remember
That's
reading it, or they
very-
have to give me.
I feel like
I'm
you
not
need
sure.
more time.
I don't know if it's 2 weeks, but I know I have to
Yeah.
give it time.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't just wake up tomorrow and be like, "Yo, I'm out."
Yeah, for sure
Yeah.
you can. Yeah, especially if you want to keep good relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every podcast we have one topic that I kind of take a stance on, and then I want to see if they agree or disagree and why. So this might be a hot take, but the topic is, and again, this may not be something I feel. This is just a stance on a topic. Divorce rates will decrease moving forward to a point where we will see more people staying longer with one another because more people now, due to the amount of options they have social media or whatever, these dating apps, are longing for a lifelong partner. Okay, so the stance is that divorce rates will decrease moving forward to a point where we will see more people staying longer with one another because they're longing for that partner more than ever, just because of the amount of options they have. Let's say 30, 40 years ago, there wasn't social media, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I don't want to say you're stuck with this person, but like you're gonna push through your obstacles. Is that something you agree with?
You're saying that now it's going to decrease or now it's going to increase?
Moving forward, these divorce rates that you
Yeah.
hear of on these, it could be celebrities
Divorce
or
will be less
even
common.
people,
moving
Less
forward.
common, yeah.
It's
Less
gonna
common
be-
moving forward, right?
is going to decrease moving forward. Is that something
Yeah.
you agree with or disagree with?
Yes, but not the way you explained it.
Okay.
Oh, that would have been my answer.
how do
Let's see
you,
how you go with this.
So I just think it's slim pickings out there because the quality of the other person is just trash. So when you find one that you can live well with and communicate and
But that's why I
be
said there's a
with?
lot of options, right?
no, but those
we have a lot
options
of
are all
option-
shit. And then maybe you'll find the one or two that you actually get along with. You'd want to make that work because you don't want to go back and then, like, I don't know, like women's or men's like kill count are like triple digits
Higher.
is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
normal
yeah,
thing now.
Yeah.
Where in our lifetime, double digits was holy shit, you've been around. But now triple digits is normal.
So you think
And I'm not saying like people around us, but I'm just saying that's what it is perceived outside in social media. So if I was with somebody and I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna fight through this because I want this, and like when you're coming with like the prolonging effect of trying to work out with somebody, work it out with somebody, I can see that happening. But I also see like because there's more options out there, but the other options are not going to give you that the long lasting relationship you're
longevity?
looking for because it's all
Okay,
it's
okay.
all it's like you're basically swiping in life.
yeah, and
That's the
that
generation that's coming
stacks
to
up
it.
your kill count,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But so
So your end point is you expect it.
you think these divorce rates
I kind
will
of do agree that it's
will decrease and more people will stay longer with each other moving forward?
in
more
one
people-
sense yes, but there's another sense I don't think so. In one
Okay.
sense yes, because the options, yes, there's a lot
So-
more options and a lot more reach. And I'm talking about the West.
Okay,
And
yeah,
in the
yeah,
West, it's like the quality of men and women
the quality of the
is
selection
not the
of partner. Okay.
as what it was if you found somebody in your 20s, let's say.
Okay.
You know
I
what
think
I mean?
I- I
if
think
there's
I understand
somebody
what
in
you're
their 30s,
Yeah, the
or
reason
30s
why
or 40s still single, like that's a big red flag for a lot of people.
if you're 30s, 40s, and you're still
However,
single,
I
well,
would
some
say
people
it's
have the
more
choice of
normalized
just.
here than anywhere else in the world.
I know that's why I said
Yeah.
it's more of the West.
The reason why I take this stance on it, and it's kind of against the grain because the majority of people would think that
It's gonna go up.
more people will divorce each other just because there's more options. But I'm taking the opposite stance, or again, it's not me, but the stance that I chose for this episode is that divorce rates will decrease moving forward and will almost revert back to how it was pre-social media. But like you said, that's something you can see happening, but you also cannot see happening because there's two sides of it that you're
Yeah,
taking.
yeah, yeah.
So like
You
you're in the
have to
middle of this.
definitively like guess one. I guess you're definitively guessing it's still gonna go down.
Like divorce rates?
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, I can see
'cause
it.
he
I
has to
can
pick
see
that
it. I
stance,
can
right?
see it going down.
okay.
It's tough
Be-
because there's a lot of
If
options.
you're
Because a
putting
lot
money
of
down,
people.
which one you putting money down? Up or down?
Because like right now, here's a
Probably
fact I'll
go
give
down.
you. Here's a fact I'll give you. Right
Probably
now,
go down.
like the divorce rates are higher than they've been in decades.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. It's going.
but
down.
that's very
It's gonna go
obvious. But
higher.
that's
You know, like when you're playing roulette and it's been landing on like black, and you're like, it's gotta go white at some point,
Yeah.
It's exactly
so
what it is.
and then it just goes green.
Like
tell me
the,
what-
the market got to crash somewhere.
Yeah. It's
and the reason why I brought this up was because, bro, some of the most viral videos on TikTok I've seen, and I'm not sure, like, this might be a reflection of what I actually kind of swipe on or like continuously watch, but it's people being like, oh, why are men so trash, or like, why are women so this, bro, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes, and I'm like, so that's when I was like, okay, so people are actively trying to find that partner that they want to spend the rest of their lives with, but they're not being successful.
Yeah, 'cause
So they
there's
get
much
frustrated.
buffer.
Yeah,
Well-
they get frustrated. The second person, the seventh person, the eighth person, you're like, I'm trying, I'm putting myself out there, I'm being the best version I can be, but yet I still can't find this one person I want to call my
Yeah,
soulmate.
but then once they find that person, they're not gonna let that go.
We got to be real honest here. Okay. And I'm not claiming to know what these people are doing. I'm just talking like generally. Now, if you say tomorrow, I want to better myself, right? You're claiming you really want to do what's best for yourself. Tomorrow, I'm going to fix my sleep. And then tomorrow comes and you probably stay up late, you play video games, you go on your phone, whatever. And you're like, tomorrow I'm going to fix my sleep. They can claim they want a quality partner. It is their actions that will determine what they really want. You can
That's
say
true, and I
one
don't
thing and
know.
do the other. So if I'm arguing this point or debating this point, I'm going to say divorce is going to keep increasing. And also singlehood parenthood is going to increase twofold.
Mm.
And until that gets addressed, here we're not going to feel the burn so much. But this is so bad because I was talking in terms of numbers. But for the rest of the world that's going through population decline, it's going to affect them a whole lot better if this lifestyle was taken there. But it's not. This is something that's very common to the West, and I would say Europe and stuff like that. But it's more common here. Like how many times you go and you see like
Because you have so many options.
it's that, but it's also the normalization. How many times you go see a comedian saying like, who here been cheated on? And it's like the whole, like everyone puts their hand up.
yeah.
Or like, who
It's
here been
almost
through
like-
this?
It's a normal thing.
Yeah,
It's
but
almost like if you're not cheated
it's
on, they're like, oh,
normal
wow.
Here. Like
Yeah.
I've seen it. Like I've seen
The
people
majority
in
of the
Europe say
world
like,
don't do
yeah,
that.
it's happened to me. It's very normalized. I don't even want to say can't in the States.
it's
It is
expected.
extremely normalized
Yeah.
that if someone's texting and they hide their phone, they're cheating. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
normalized
yeah.
reaction here.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The fact that it's
And-
been normalized, I have zero faith in the upcoming generations to me.
So your kids and your
Yeah.
and whatnot, like being raised in the West here,
Yeah.
there's certain values you would like to instill.
Yeah, and you can. Here's the thing. What I said is a generalization. It doesn't mean everybody. I don't think.
Yeah, but
that-
generalization is most. No.
Yeah, most people. But you have to understand, at the end of the day, it's unfair to me to say that person says they're a quality human being, they want a quality partner. I'm going to judge them based on my generalization of saying I've seen more people not do what's in their best interest than do in their. I can't automatically assume they're guilty of that.
Every case
Right?
is different. Okay.
And you have to imagine that even in the general terms of like associating numbers with this, 100% very hard to come by. So again, generalization. Let's say it's 70-30. That's again
there's no
spitballing,
absolutes,
right?
of course.
So
of
I would
course.
like to hope that the way I raise my kids would mean they're in the former, not the latter. You know what I mean?
And like I was and like what to what you're saying is like I like because there's so many options and like the relationships don't really go far. Marriage, I think, is gonna take a tumble.
Yeah.
That's why.
So the whole
divorce rates
concept
will
of
go
marriage
down.
will just like cease to exist,
Or
or
not
just
necessarily cease to
because
exist,
it's a billion-dollar industry.
but
it's going to
it's-
be hard to get rid of that.
Yeah, but I'm saying like people are not going to be willing to get married because it's like it's such a turnover rate. The turnover rate of relationships is ridiculous right
Dude,
now.
I think people now are starting to realize that it's just a
honestly,
piece of
if
paper.
If I was push come to shove, I would say that we're just going to see more weddings for one person.
One person. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope that they smarten up and by the second one just be
Yeah.
like, yo, I've spent the 40K, 50K
However-
before. Let's
Yeah.
just.
But
Here's
divorce
a
rates,
fact.
I mean, divorce rates right now are massive. Like how many?
Here's the fact.
I
I'll
never
give you.
know like a lot of people that I know in
Personally,
my
I've gone through
small circle,
I've gone through.
you know,
yeah.
and people in my community
That's
and
what I was
whatever.
going to say.
Like
Our
there's
community
it's high.
started to put this in terms of like
And it's being
a
normalized.
reality.
Yeah, it's normalized.
I'm
in
not
our-
saying it's a bad thing. I mean, most of the horror stories we hear from our cultures are like, oh, they stuck it out for the kids, you know, usually. And it's like, to an extent, I respect it. But we don't know what the future result would have been if you had split versus if you had stayed.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what would have
And-
been
and-
healthier for your
and-
kids. I can't
And don't
even
get me
assume.
wrong. Like if you're in
Yeah.
a situation where like you feel that like you're not being treated fairly or whatnot, by all means, like do divorce and do go, you know, be by yourself and pursue someone at a later time when you feel like you're ready for that. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying for every time a person divorces, it's exponentially more likely that they will divorce the second time. And then by second time, exponentially more the third time. So like if I divorce 4 times in my life, it's more likely I'm going to divorce the 5th time than if I've never divorced before, because I'm more likely to
Yeah.
to figure out my problems.
You also take it less seriously.
Now that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's like
Yeah.
number 5.
But I
right.
will say for whoever does find somebody who they think could be their soulmate, because we discussed how rare it is.
Yeah,
soulmate is
soulmate.
No, but
silly to me,
because we
yeah,
dude.
it is
discussed
silly.
how
The
whole
rare it is,
concept is
but
silly.
because we discussed how rare it is to
silly.
find, yeah, so sure, not soulmate. I will say
that one
quality
person that's
partner.
out there for
Yeah.
me. It's like
No. statistically speaking, there's more than one. It's just a matter of like how much time do you
How
spend together.
compatible?
Yeah, not compatible, exposure. If you have
Okay.
exposure with a list of
Yeah,
people who
the
are compatible with you,
exposure
whoever has the
effect.
most exposure
Yeah.
might probably going to
Yeah.
win it out. But the point is, at the
yeah.
end of the day, if you find a quality person, because we just discussed how rare it is, count your blessings and don't make it not work unless you really think that there's a deal breaker there.
How about this?
Yeah.
The longer
rare.
that I'm single, the more selective and picky I'm becoming. I've noticed this about myself. Like because I've kind of put that a part of that into my parents' hands. Like I just want to see what
What's
they
out there?
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Each day you add another
the
filter in the queue.
Yeah.
you know?
No. But like
Let me
like
increase
there
this
will
range.
so there will be people.
Your kilometer radius is maxed out.
It's just- so like I have noticed that like if I did it on my own, I am still picky and stuff. I would assume most people are, but having somebody else kind of scope out, no, I don't want to say scope out for you, but like kind of bring someone to your attention. Hey, what do you think of this person? They show a picture, and then it's like someone
think-
isn't attracted by picture
Yeah.
initially. Most people would kind of the whole thing of Tinder. Oh, you're not attractive. Swipe next.
Yeah.
Next,
Well, I was
next,
gonna
next,
say
right?
that I think immigrant moms have a case to basically sue Tinder. They had the first idea. They're like, how do you see which one?
Seriously.
Next,
It's like
next, how about this one? This one,
his
I
name
know
is
the father.
Muhammad.
Yeah.
His name is Muhammad.
This
And he's
doctor.
a doctor.
Yeah, this
He's a
doctor.
doctor. He's like, yeah, but he's 5'9". It's like, Habibti, she's he makes six figures. He comes from a very good family.
Yeah.
Mom, he's 5'9" and I'm 5'11". It's not gonna work.
It's not happening.
Yeah, it's like, but you're just gonna bypass everything. And
Dude.
like, I'm just using that example. The roles could be switched, and
Yeah,
the guy
but
could be like,
so
she's
effed
too
up.
tall for me.
Yeah.
Guys could be like, she's 6'4".
Yeah.
Just
It's
as
like,
a
yeah,
side
but
note,
she's
though,
not-
like super effed up. You guys seen like the height enhancing surgeries?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah. Insane.
I'll say something.
Insane.
Imagine the work that goes
Sitting
behind
down?
that.
When you lose time, might as well. Add a couple of vertical.
Bro,
Bro, there
they-
are people
they
that. So the one
elongate
person
this,
that I
right?
know,
right here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
this person got into a accident, a car accident, and they told me that. So this person is very, 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 very short, and they told me that was a lot of varies. They told me
Thank
that
God you didn't
if
drop
they
the name,
could,
yeah.
3
no,
feet, bro.
never ever. If they could,
This guy held up this.
this big. Imagine what you said. Very, 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 very short. If she could, shit. If this
He could,
person,
yeah.
if this person could, then they would. Can I finish my point
They,
before
them
you
could,
interrupt
yeah,
me for
go
the 10
ahead.
millionth time? Thank you. If if this person could, then they would to get surgery where they elongate or they
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
limbs or
yeah.
like break certain
Yeah.
things to.
Yeah.
It's
I
what-
said
it's
that's
like
wild.
Three,
But
three
then
to,
again, that's
3 to
coming from
5
someone
inches.
who's
I think
tall.
that's the right now is the max.
So the reason why I brought it up is because there was
They're
one
very
meme
expensive too.
I saw that put me in tears, man. There was a guy who was like 5'1", did the surgery, became like 5'5", and it's like imagine paying all this, risking death to still be short.
Yeah.
4 inches.
So you can't convince me Hussein Bolt's not an alien. Hat.
Yo,
You want to bring back conspiracies?
next
You wanna
next podcast, because we talk about so many conspiracies, and Waheed always talks about tinfoil. We're gonna make some sort of contraption of like
Like
a
a tinfoil
tinfoil, and then
snapper.
Yeah,
have
yeah,
three
yeah.
ready.
Have three ready.
1, 2, 3, and then
Yeah.
everyone share
So,
one
Fresh
conspiracy.
so you want to hear mine?
Go ahead. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is one you
Yeah.
want to bring
So
up. Go ahead. Perfect segue, by the
yeah.
way.
So essentially, so we'll go back to the TD Bank thing.
Sure.
With the digital currency, right? So the whole thing is the World Economic Forum. Is that what they're called?
Sounds familiar.
Is it that? That's what they're called. The World Central Bank, basically,
Oh, okay, yeah.
is basically wants to come out with this normalized currency, which kind of goes like everybody's on one currency in a sense, like the U.S. dollar, but like on a digital aspect. And essentially is like basically everybody's scared of this because they're gonna put a cap on a lot of things. So, for example, they're big on the climate agenda, so they're gonna be like, okay, like each household can only spend $100 on gas this week,
Oh.
or you have this much quota to spend of your own money on this.
So rations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you told anyone
okay.
to say, "Hey, you only have this to like
Yeah.
this amount, people are gonna get frustrated because like they don't want to feel like they're in a box.
Yeah. So that's one aspect. Another aspect is you have too much savings. We need to burn some of your money, or you got to spend it to stimulate the economy because it's
Ooh.
inflation, recession, blah blah.
God,
Right?
This straight
damn.
up sounds like 21st century communism. This is what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Wow.
So all these topics are coming up, right? And like the control of your money, right? And then that's when it kind of comes back segue to TD. The first step,
that could be like
the
the
first
spark.
step is
That
to
could be the spark to the,
not give the people control of their money anymore.
wow.
So
Wow.
it's like that's the first step is opening up this market.
So can you
that
see that
could-
be the future? Like
I don't
or
know.
It gets
Like
to a point.
I didn't think so till I read the article yesterday.
Jeez.
I mean, okay, here's the thing though. Like, there's a lot.
There's a lot
there
to it.
unpack.
Yeah, there is a lot to
But
impact.
it's a
Because
very
it's
interesting thing that I never quite thought of before, where like the government.
yeah. So like this
Would
digital
cap.
currency will basically be like your whole identity, right? So your SIN number will be attached. Like this is already
about
coming
you.
out, by the way. Like your SIN number, your whole identity will be just in a digital ID that can be used everywhere now. That's essentially what's going to happen. So essentially,
That's great.
and then you'll be
But I know
you'll
this
be
guy-
tracked.
great.
He doesn't
You'll
believe
be
in
tracked.
the whole. Yeah.
And,
Again,
and if
it's
you want to
conspiracy.
opt out, by the way, if you
Conspiracy.
want to opt out the TD thing,
Yeah.
you won't have access to online banking or the app or your card.
Okay, RBC, here I come.
Come join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm just literally
my
gonna
head.
bank hop until like I'm at the last one.
Last
Just
one?
respects my
Respect.
rights,
Then
my
he
privacy.
gets cornered.
Yeah.
Like the last
Yeah.
second, he has to give it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be at. Like, I'm gonna end up at the Bank of Iqaluit. And just, you know?
or be your own bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so this whole conspiracy is basically they're going to control everybody's thing so that if we were to go into another lockdown per se,
Mm.
or like if another COVID kind of happens,
Yeah.
they get more control in the sense where, you know, how people were able to fly out and do whatever they kind of wanted
Yeah, yeah,
under
yeah.
the tables in a sense. But now it's like, you can only pay this much for this, or you can only buy, you can
Yeah.
only spend
To
this
be
much on
able
this
to-
today. So let's say you make $1 million,
Yeah.
like in the next couple of years. They're like, hey, he has momentum. We need to shut him down, kind of things. You need to spend 250,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
or we're burning it
We're
because it's
burning
digital,
it. Yeah, yeah. Of
right?
course,
So we're
of
just gonna
course.
burn it. We're just gonna take it out of the rotation. Done.
And just poof.
Because there's no paper trail.
I told you
It's just-
before. I don't even like apps tracking my location. Now you're telling me all this stuff's gonna be like, hey, possibly,
Possibly,
decentral-
yeah.
digitalized
So-
and centralized.
Yeah. Bro,
No, they can't even stop.
It's like Waheed doesn't have a phone anymore, and he's
Bro.
like,
Yeah,
"Listen,
off
the
the
only
grid,
way to get,
man.
yeah,
Off the
the only
grid."
way to get a hold of me is to
It's
knock
not
on my
even
door."
just us. It was like the U.S. Infrastructure for gas and electricity was hacked multiple times. If you can't even stop that, what makes you think I'm gonna give you my digital signature with
Yeah.
everything on it?
But you already have.
No, I understand to an extent.
Oh,
No, like since the 24th, it's already been. It's
Yeah, you're talking
you're
about,
opted
you're
in.
talking about
basically.
TD
Yeah,
specific.
TD
I'm
specific.
not
but-
arguing the whole SIN,
oh, the
passport,
whole thing.
everything.
Yeah. Like
Oh
that.
no, TD, we're,
Yeah.
we're through. I don't know how else to tell you.
Like do more research. I'm
he's
not
breaking
like
up with you.
Yeah.
like 100% on
It's
whatever
gonna
I'm
be like
talking
an old
about.
school
Obviously,
Drake
but
album, bro.
Yeah. Oh, what?
yeah,
The old school Drake album. Because the way I'm
just-
done with
yeah,
the
be like, we're done. Yeah.
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 Not CLB, you know? Like, it's not happy go lucky
Not happy,
Drake out
like,
here.
yeah.
No. By the way, speaking of which, because we talked about this last time too, and it might not make the cut. I have been just listening to straight up Drake AI bangers.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
By
They're
the
so
way,
good.
the memes. Have you
make
seen
it
the
so
ones where it's
easy.
just like, Vikings taking selfies or like bears taking selfies?
I saw
It
the
got
one. Yeah.
so
Bears.
good
The
now.
the
Bears,
bears, the
it
bears
looks-
was nice.
Bro, the man is
The two
a
bears
big
with
black bear
backpacks?
just rocking up. To
He's
the,
just there with his hiking sticks, and I'm like,
I'm gonna
he
include it right
looks
here.
so real. He looks so real.
I know. And
It
just
looks like he's legitimately lost.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, Sharon, check the map. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
looks
yeah,
like.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Anyways, all goes to show that this is the funny side, but you see why I'm scared. You see why I'm
That's-
scared.
yeah.
Like,
Now
this is,
that's the side of it where I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is really cool. But to have, and I'm not sure if it would make the cut, but where we were like, you know, the first person we think of, because I see it on TikTok all the time with Drake. It's like the guy broke it down in like 2 minutes. He made it so easy. He's like, all right, the bass.
This is
You
the one I
include
sent you?
bass,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the bass, the snare.
so that's one.
and then just his voice.
Yeah.
his voice.
And then just goes right
yeah,
over.
you just throw the Drake
AI,
Filter.
Yeah.
AI filter
filter.
on
Yeah.
it, and then it's and again, it's not perfect, but for just like a few
You couldn't
clicks,
really tell.
a
Not
few
really.
clicks, it slaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you
it
can-
goes hard.
There was one artist that came out. I forgot her name, but she basically said, "Whoever uses my voice as an AI, basically."
Lawyer up.
No. She's
Okay.
like, "Send me it because we'll split the profits 50-50, just like when I feature on other artists or artists feature on my
Now
songs."
that's sick, but I don't
Because
know if a
be-
lot of people will do
Because she's unlabeled,
that.
but she's successful.
Okay.
So she's able to do it. She's like, no label can control me.
Kind of like
So
We
we can do
discussed this
so we
too.
can
We're
work it
like, what would
together.
be the sharing rights to this? Because remember,
Yeah.
they're using the artist likeness. But before we get to that, you know how like the bears and the AI photos and
AI,
stuff?
yeah.
I actually think that should be declared as art, at least more than what
That
the
is-
fucking
yeah.
NFT was.
Oh.
You know
Remember
what?
NFTs?
Oh yeah, it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Another thing
I
you'll
won't
never
lie
have
to
me
you,
buy
bro.
into. You'll
I
never have me buy
Never
into that.
bought into that.
You did.
But let me finish.
Hmm.
Me and Noor here bought like for the NBA. We bought these things called moments.
Yeah.
and it was like
But those are more
NFT.
like collectible items. It's not something we were
Collectible.
going to make rich out of. But like
No.
I knew some people who did make a lot of money off of it.
Okay, then there you
Yeah,
go.
but
But that's kind of an NFT.
Okay,
So
if I come over, you
so
can
stick
show me
it.
your collectibles.
digitally,
Yeah,
sure.
digitally, yes. Yeah.
If you cared about it, but clearly you don't.
Yeah.
You're just trolling about it.
Yeah.
No, just pull up a Google Images.
But it's just like
I think I have a block of
yeah.
like Giannis or something, and there's like 10,000 of them, and I'm like number 212, which is like the lower the number, the more rare it is.
I would love to have somebody from the
It's like trading cards, Waheed. Have you never
1990
traded
yeah,
cards
yeah, it's
before?
like trading
I know.
cards.
No,
I would
exactly.
love to have
Same
somebody
idea.
from 1990 be on this guest, like this podcast, like just somebody from that year. Just pluck them out of time, put them here, and be like, "I bought this thing
Trading
online,
cards.
$400. It's
Yeah.
a picture of."
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he'll be
And
like,
you own
"Yo,
the
I have
rights
a
to the
baseball card that I paid $300 for, or
Facts.
$200
Facts.
for, and has been holding on to it for the past 20 years."
100%.
So
So it's the same
the
thing. we
only
just
difference is just the
digitize it.
physical and the
Yeah,
digital.
but the thing you digitize
But you think,
could
but
be just found as a screenshot online. Like you've ever sold something,
But
at
you-
least
yeah,
a-
but even trading cards, you can just
trading
take
cards,
pictures of
they're-
it.
no, but they're
Facts. Oh my
genuine
God.
ones. No, but
Yeah.
they're genuine ones that you
makes-
can actually trade because it's something physical, right? There are markings on it. Be like pawn shop. You can't pawn a moment. What are you gonna do? You gonna take your digital thing?
Yeah, but this is
You
yeah, but it's all about
transfer your file to me.
I got this one of one.
Airdrop your moment to me.
But
That kind of sounds dope.
yeah,
Thank you.
No, that actually kind of sounds dope. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I never quite thought of that.
Oh, I thought I heard dumb.
No, dope. Dope. The opposite of so. If anything,
Opposite.
you're laughing at me right now, but it's all
Yeah.
good. I think it's dope. There's a place on Earth in Yemen, I believe it was, where there's only like
With the weird trees.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the weird tree.
They
There's
look like
only
Avatar,
like
man.
Yeah, the
30%. I think I have it here. 37% of this place is called Socotra, which is a sick name, by the way.
Sick name.
That's gonna be my daughter's name, 100%. Anyway, Socotra. No, I'm playing. 37% of their plant species is only it. That's the only place on Earth that you can find these plant species. 90% of its reptile species and 95% of its land snail species do not occur anywhere else in the world. So it got me thinking. I want to try to do a quick activity, right? I saw a video that you shared, Waheed, of Joe Rogan, I believe it was Joe Rogan, touching on how there's a snake where the
Yeah.
tail of the snake mimics the movement and the appearance of a fake spider. Is it spider? Yeah, fake spider to lure their prey. And then once these birds come and think this is a spider to try to scoop it, the snake is camouflaged, and like this thing is literally it's a certain type of snake, but it got me thinking, and like I want to do this activity. So this is a snake that has the tail that looks like a spider. What two animals would you want to have? Which adaptation of
Mhm.
two species would you want? Do you think would be like the most OP, most like crazy mix? No. Animal species. So like,
yeah,
so
he's
like,
getting there.
Yeah,
okay,
he's
go
good, yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, getting there.
Even though you're not, even though no one can hear you,
You
but
just
yeah.
clearly thought about it a lot.
No, yes, no,
You mean for the human to have?
no. For any
Anything,
animal,
any two things together.
You want to pick human
any
before?
so for example,
Maybe like the skill, the whatever the
I'm
No, I'm
talking. I'm talking
two
strict-
animals, just like a snake and a spider.
Yeah.
Basically, a snake imitating that there's a spider attached to it.
Yeah.
But he's kind of saying like if there was a spider and a snake together,
Two
what
adaptations.
two other types of animals
Do you
put
think would be
together?
like the most like the
Like an
craziest
attribute of
thing?
another.
Yeah.
associated with
So
this one.
Nah, I
so
feel like I would get the-
so
Just-
so for me, like I wrote this down, but I didn't quite think of an example. I'm trying to think of one on the spot right now.
Mhm.
If you were to get like
I do gorilla with
Well, like, what
alligator
are-
scales or skin.
okay, so that's your adaptation.
Yeah,
I think mine would fuck
Because
yours
of-
up because mine
bro,
would
I'm
be
basically
like
an armadillo.
mine would be like okay, mine would be this the ability of a cheetah
Mhm.
so speed.
with
Trying to run away
the
from that.
size of a gorilla. Come fuck with me. What's up?
I'm so curious. Hold on. A cheetah moves on all fours. A gorilla moves on twos and sometimes all fours. What
Could be
attribute
all
do you want?
four.
Yeah, what attribute do you want it to have? Stand up, all
Uh,
fours.
Fast.
So are you
all
taking
fours.
the
All
speed?
fours.
Cheetah big like a
I'm taking the strength of a
So-
gorilla
and the
with the
speed
speed
of a
of
cheetah.
of a cheetah.
But
Cool.
the size of the gorilla.
Yeah.
All right, but it isn't.
But he
Uh,
has
but
the bite
cheetahs-
of a crocodile, which is very strong.
Yeah,
that?
His bite. He has the bite of a crocodile and
Yeah.
crocodile skin on the gorilla.
This is such a intriguing
yeah.
concept.
Yeah, I'm just
I
very
need to be
fascinated.
high for this. but
No,
but
because
so for cheetahs,
blew
cheetahs
my
are not
mind how-
sprinting. They're not dashing speed, right? They're like from one. I want to make sure,
from
but
what?
how fast do they go from like 1 to 100? Like, are they
You mean
really
how-
fast? Like
How many
Like-
seconds it takes to
yeah,
accelerate?
like are they more of a
You pull up the
a
specs on a
pouncing?
cheetah.
pouncing or like over like a kilometer they go a certain speed.
Okay, so cheetahs can reach up to 120 kilometers. Oh my god.
And I don't know.
So 75
Oh, you mean like endurance?
miles per hour.
Yeah.
How long does it take?
And it says here that they could only increase their speed by 10 kilometers per hour in a single stride. So
Between each stride.
how
Between each
fast can
stride.
cheetah? Oh, hold on. How fast can a cheetah? It doesn't really say. It just says that it could reach a top of 75.
Because the way I'm looking at it, bro, if what you have is the Flash, and I have like something, and I
Yeah.
have like the superhero, the Flash, and I have like I don't know Superman's durability, who would win?
So if my thing was to pummel and just wabah,
But you don't have. Because you have the gorilla's strength.
but then
and
like,
the
am I
cheetah's
asking for too
speed,
much? Like,
And the
like
gorilla's speed is
That's
that?
an
Yeah.
insane
Actually,
combination.
that is a good. That is
well, that's what I'm
insane
trying
combo.
to say. Can you find?
Mine's
better?
more defensive.
You know,
Yeah.
mine. So his went clearly towards the Flash.
Yeah.
You went towards Superman. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go towards Wolverine. I had silverback
destroy-
gorilla,
Oh.
and I had jellyfish for its immunity.
I was thinking of jellyfish too for the regeneration
Yeah.
aspect. Yeah.
You guys should pick bird and gorilla.
So it could just fly. You're talking about it like you're talking about like an aerial Donkey Kong. Just coming in.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, the cheetah could never get there.
Bro,
It just
yeah.
strikes downwards.
Bro, I love how we all chose gorilla.
Yeah.
We all chose gorilla.
Well,
Silverback, bro.
Yeah.
I can't think. So
Gorilla's the biggest.
who would win here? So like out of yours and mine, who would win?
Mine could just chill and camp out in a cave and just never come out and keep regenerating.
It's so indestructible.
Or like
But
go to
yours
an
is
island.
very like can take a lot.
Yeah, it can take a lot.
beating.
Exactly.
No, bear might be a good one too.
Bear is good too. Because Bear does have the speed.
You remember the Revenant? Was it called the Revenant?
Yeah. Leonardo.
Yeah, but that was a bear that wrecked Leonardo. To be honest, a door and some water did that. Like it's fine.
What's it called? So in the end, you think his would probably win? His
If I camp it out.
okay.
No, I think yours.
The speed of
Your
mine,
yeah,
and the
because the
strength
speed
of
of yours and
mine,
the strength of yours would go off.
and the size. All right, so
Yeah, I think that
You
would be
didn't
the
pick
most.
something
take
with
that.
enough armor to be honest.
Yeah.
How about shark and cheetah?
You need water.
Ooh,
Imagine
water,
only needing
I didn't
water.
even think
By
of
the
that.
cheetah
The
body.
shark is out of. It's both. It got mixed.
So-
shark could get out of.
Oh yeah,
The-
yo, that's
oh, I
another
didn't
aspect.
think
My
about that.
jellyfish
The
one can
whole water.
submarine itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cause yeah, my guy can only
Okay,
be on
yo,
land.
I'm chilling underwater and just redoing it.
I can reach alligator.
Yeah, but it needs to be
What
a
do you guys
freshwater.
get?
Oh, freshwater. Yeah, it can't be ocean.
Sessions, bro?
No, this was a fun activity.
I feel like we covered a lot today. It was
A
nice.
lot.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it wasn't too all over the place, but this is going to be the conclusion of this episode. I don't even know which one it is, but shout out to Noor and Waheed, end of the podcast. Thank you.
R.I.P.
MentALIty
Jerry
signing
Springer.
out.
Peace.
What? All right.